Here's a review of your MT2 LT6 affirmation. We're going to take a look at the first problem here. And once again, transformations. If you have a transformation such as g of x equals a times f of x minus h plus k, the a is our vertical dilation. That is, it gets skinnier if a is greater than 0. It gets wider if a is less than 0. And it flips over the x-axis if a is less than 0. H is your horizontal translation. It's your horizontal slide. And notice, once again, it's x minus h. So if you're subtracting h, you're moving it to the right. If you're adding h, that'd be x minus a negative h, you're moving it to the left. And then k is our vertical translation. And once again, if k is greater than 0, it slides it up. If k is less than 0, it slides it down. So what happens here? It's x plus 1 inside the square root. So that's the same thing as x minus a negative 1. And then plus 2. So in other words, this should be a translation to the right. I mean to the left. Said that wrong. A translation to the left. So that's what happened here. You translate it to the right. It should have been to the left, and then your square root function. If we take a look at this problem, if I'm going to compare y equals x and y equals x minus 4/3, well, notice both of these have the same slope. Their slope is 1. So it's not less steep, it's the same slope. You can see that if you graph it. They had a scratch paper on there for you to graph. So actually do it. Let's take a look here. Let's see if I have one that's open. Got the scientific calculator there. Got a lot of stuff open. So let me go into Desmos here. And let's graph y equals x. There's our parent function. And then we'll do y equals x minus 4/3. Notice these two lines are parallel. So they have the same slope. Now, if I look at their y-intercept, y equals x and y equals x minus 4/3, they have a different y-intercept, don't they? One crosses at 0, one crosses at negative 4/3. So I think this one is different. They cross at different points. They're not the same point. You can see from the graph that y equals x minus 4/3 is lower if that was a choice. Okay. On the last question we're going to take a look at here, part A you got correct. You notice that, hey, when you have a happy parabola, like you do in A and B, it opens up. When you have a sad parabola, it opens down. So happy means its a coefficient is positive. So it should have been positive, positive, negative, negative. Now, which is the coefficient closest to 0? Once again, we're looking at y equals a times f of x. The one that's closest to 0 is going to have the a value that's the greatest. Or I should say the least. It's going to be the widest. Okay? So this will be the least value. So I'm looking at the one that is closest to 0. Now when I say least, I mean the absolute value of that. I don't know why I put 2 there. So we look at which one of these graphs opens up the widest. Well, that would be graph C, wouldn't it? So graph C is closest to 0. Choose a coefficient with the greatest value. The greatest value is going to be positive, so it's either going to be A or B. And we know the thinner it is, the bigger the number A is. So that would be choice A. Okay, I've reset the quiz for you. Please complete it and get at least 2 lessons done. We're going way too slow. You're going to be finishing this class in December at this rate because we have to do 9 units.